Today I'll be doing a video of the 10 best B&M coasters I've been on. B&M has become a pristine company in the industry, and they are known for their consistency and the many different groundbreaking models that they've created. Also, I know that I've already done this video before, but that was back in 2024 before my coaster trip, and I rode a lot, and I mean a lot of high-quality B&M rides that I wanted to do this again because pretty much like half of my list from last time is basically swapped out with new rides, so I think it'd be fun to go over this topic again. Before we start, quick honorable mentions to the Incredible Hulk and Banshee that barely missed the list, and I love both of them pretty equally, but other than that, let's just hop right in. Last place goes to Griffin, but it's still very fun. Even though this is last, I had a bunch of fun on my 3 different rides on this hyper dive. The first drop, just like all B&M dives, is so nerve-wracking and gets your heart pumping, and the drop also has those OG B&M restraints, which is just amazing, and you can just enjoy all of that airtime more than the B&M vest, even though I don't think those are quite as bad. But the only problem is it's basically just 2 drops and 2 Immelmans. Doesn't have much of a layout compared to Valraven, but I think Griffin makes up for that with the better drops, and I also very much like the splashdown. I think it's a cool ride with insane drops, and that alone gets it onto the list. Up next is Raptor. Raptor is one of the older B&M inverts, and if I had to say, it's probably one of the snappiest in the world since it's basically what this ride is all about. The 0G roll, 2 corkscrews, and Cobra roll, you just take with an insane amount of speed and some of the whippiest inversions that I've been on. Then you have the final double helix, which is the most intense moment of the ride, and it saves it for the end. A great way to finish this ride out, and overall, it's just a great B&M invert. It has great whip, intensity, and even though it's like 35 years old, it's still running very smoothly to this day. 8th place goes to Gatekeeper. This is a ride that you guys know that I love a lot, and it just had to make the top 10. This is one of the bigger wing coasters that B&M ever created, and I can say that just the bigger size and overall just the amount of graceful inversions with all the near misses is just so much fun. The wing over drop is super unique, having many different combinations, and also at one point being the tallest inversion in the world. But the 0G roll and just all the other inversions on this thing just have so much hang time, being some of the best hang time that you can find across Cedar Point, also having some amazing near misses as well. Just a glossy, smooth, inversion-packed coaster that I love a ton. The best inverted coaster I've been on Alpengeist is 7th. This ride is just a blur of a ride, quite literally, since it's a good 30 seconds of you just being grayed out so hard that you can barely see anything. The back-to-back-to-back inversions of the Immelman, Loop, and Cobra roll on this thing are just incredibly intense and makes your legs go numb, which, by the way, if you've never had that happen, it's such a crazy feeling. The only bad part is that the ending is completely mid, having a alright 0G roll and corkscrew, but nothing with like insane forces or anything, it's just alright. The first half of this ride is maybe the most intense coaster that I have experienced to date. It's insane, and that alone gets it to a 7th place spot. It's so good. Next up is Manta, the one and only flyer that I've ridden by B&M, but man, can I say that I had a fun time on this thing. And it's not really because it has like insane forces or anything, it really doesn't. It's just a lot of graceful turns and inversions that make you feel like you're gliding through the air that I love about it so much. All 3 of the corkscrews just feel so natural rolling through, and the final turns by the water make you feel like you're just gonna get sunk straight in. But we can't forget about the final inversion being the pretzel loop, one of the most intense experiences, probably the most intense if I'm being completely honest. It's insane, but other than that, it's pretty much a just super graceful and fun ride, but overall, it's really fun. First B&M Hyper, but not the last, Incandemonium slides in at number 5. I think this ride is very similar to a ride that's a little bit higher with Mako, but it's slightly worse if I had to say, but it's still really good. The drop, obviously being amazing, having the usual floaty sensation all the way down. Then you have 2 floater airtime hills with a turnaround in the middle that are very solid and have some decent floater airtime. Then you hit a speed hill with good airtime and a weird outer bank, which I thought I was going to be able to get a little bit of airtime on, but I didn't really get much. But after that, the ride kind of dies out. The ending just isn't really that great. If you know me, I don't really like Mako's ending. I don't really like Candemonium's either. It's just a bunch of turns. And overall, I thought the airtime was a little bit weaker compared to rides like Diamondback and Mako, which is why it couldn't get any higher. But still, it's a B&M Hyper. It's got to make the top 5. Pipeline slides into the 4th spot. I legitimately think this ride is elite and easily the 2nd best ride at SeaWorld Orlando. Not only is it a unique model, being the first stand-up coaster in almost 30 years, but also incorporates all this modern technology that makes it a super comfortable and good experience compared to the many older stand-ups that can just hurt your thighs and your legs that it's just not that fun. But this stand-up compared to the older ones has a launch which is very underrated. It's punchy, it's fun, and it also focuses on airtime in the first half and smaller turns compared to the older ones being inversion heavy and strong positives. I also love the airtime on this thing, having insane ejector across multiple different pops, and it's easily a top 5 B&M ride that I've been on. The beloved Mako is the first of the coveted top 3. I got many rides during my 2023 visit to this park, and I do say that the first half is a near perfect ride. The first drop is amazing with some floaty airtime for a good 2 seconds. Got the infamous 5-second floater hill, which, like its name, is 5 seconds of that amazing floater airtime. Then you have some stronger hills, and then a speed hill, which also has a great pop of flow ejector airtime, and probably the strongest piece of airtime on this ride. But after this, the ride just kind of dies out, in my opinion. The ride isn't my style. The turns at the end just are a dud for me. I would have preferred more airtime hills, but man, that first half is so spectacular and definitely deserves at least a top 3 mention. The runner-up is my favorite traditional hyper, Diamondback. Diamondback is slightly better compared to the other hypers on this list, and that's for 2 reasons: the longer trains and the stronger airtime. In the back, you are yanked over the first drop and other hills that just send you flying into those restraints. Or if you wanted to, you can go in the front, which honestly, I'm starting to like it more than the back, since you have borderline ejector airtime up there, and it's just a smoother ride. I know it can be slightly rougher than the other B&M hypers, being that's from 2009 and not 2017 or 2023, but overall, it just has stronger airtime and more of a quantity, which puts it over rides like Mako and Candemonium in my opinion. Number 1 is going to the Giga Orion. Maybe not one that a lot of people would have at their number 1 spot, but it's still a Giga and so good. The drop is just endless feeling, and it's the best drop out of all B&Ms that I've ridden pretty easily. And the layout is super unique compared to not only the different Gigas out there, but the other large-scale B&M rides. Many elements like the wave turn high in the sky are unique, same with the tight helix and weird off-bank airtime to finish the ride. I like those 2 elements a lot and would love to see those on many other B&M rides. Then throw in some good airtime with the just traditional airtime hill and the speed hill. You just have a fun, huge, graceful ride that basically anybody can enjoy and is my number 1 B&M ride. Thanks for watching. B&M is a company that may not create the highest of highs in the coaster industry compared to like RMC or Intamin, but their rides are just so consistent and I love them for that. But what is your favorite of all of the different rides in the B&M catalog? But other than that, have a good day.